Welcome. If you're new here, this channel is for people building brands online who want their content to feel clearer, calmer, and more intentional. I talk about consistency, building a brand strategy, being intentional, and creating an online presence that actually fits your life. Today, I want to talk about why most people don't need better hooks, they need better stories. If you're someone who is wanting to make it big on TikTok and Instagram, you might have come across so many people talking about hooks. Everywhere you look, people are telling you to fix your hooks, better hooks, stronger hooks, more shocking hooks. All these things are great. If you want to go viral on TikTok, on Instagram, especially TikTok, these hooks are really, really useful. But I want to talk about storytelling. When you want to create your online persona and your online brand, you can have the best hook in the world, but if there's nothing underneath it, people will eventually leave and your watch time will drop right off. Before I get into it, since I'm talking about the power of storytelling, I wanted to start off with my story since this is my first YouTube video, and I wanted to take you through my life. I am a content creator. This is my full-time job. I work for a beauty brand and I do all their content. I work with my team to create content ideas and work on strategy. And this is really rewarding. And this is something that I've always wanted to do, but it took me a long time to get here. It took me a long time to work on my confidence. And this is why I wanted to create this YouTube channel to empower other people, especially women, to feel empowered in themselves to show up online. Now, it's taken me a long time to take this step, and I tried so many times on and off, and the one thing that held me back was fear. I was so scared about what people were going to say about me, what people were going to think about me. I left school when I was 18. I went to uni and I'm still worried about what people are going to think of me. But sometimes you do have to push past that. You get to a certain age, so I'm 28, and you get to a certain age where you think, do you know what? This is my future and I'm just going to have to go for it. And an inspiration of mine is my mum. Shout out mum. She started her content creation journey last year and she posts TikToks of all her advice on how to help menopausal women survive menopause. She gives tips and tricks and everything, and she actually inspired me to jump back on YouTube. For a long time I felt like I didn't have the time, I didn't have the energy, I didn't have the inspiration. And one thing people always told me, and that I will tell you, is that there's never the right time and there's never the perfect content. I finally landed this job at this beauty brand and I'm absolutely loving it. It's definitely built my confidence in myself and what I can offer people. I feel like I'm way more confident in developing strategies and taking content. And so I want to share what I've learned with you. And also, might I add, I'm a holistic health coach and I absolutely love routines, going to Pilates. I am a Pilates girl, I hate to say it. I absolutely love it and I love staying in a routine and doing everything I can to elevate my mood and my focus and my energy levels. And I feel like this goes hand in hand when you're creating content. You have to feel energized and inspired to do these things, and some days you won't feel energized and inspired to get online and to create the content. This is where I come in, because one thing that I'm so passionate about is consistency and discipline. And discipline, when I say discipline, I mean healthy discipline, because I also don't believe in burnout. It's about finding that balance and seeing what works for you. So this is why I created this channel and I hope you enjoy. Now let's get started. I work in the beauty industry and I look a lot at our competitors. And one thing that I notice is that these beauty brands, a lot of the founders have a personal image, have a personal page where they not only promote their business and their beauty brand, but they also promote themselves as an influencer and as a persona. And this works so well. One of my ex-clients owned a skincare brand. She really wanted to gain more traction onto her website and onto her business page. And one thing I advised her was to get online and start posting on TikTok and Instagram. It doesn't matter what. Sometimes you have to just start posting and start telling your story. The inspiration, the content buckets, and everything will start falling in place because you will be showing up authentically, and that will naturally attract people that resonate with you and resonate with what you're saying. Hooks are just the doorway. Hooks are what going to get people hooked in. But what is at the crux of your content? What are you talking about that's going to have people watch your video from start to finish? Stories are why people stay in the room. And I'm not saying every single piece of content has to be a story about you. talk about your expertise. For example, my mum, she provides tips and advice on how to help women over 50 in their menopause. But all these women have at least one thing in common. Some of these women might have children, they might experience empty nest syndrome, they might be starting their new life, changing their careers, retiring. If you resonate with at least one person who shares a similar experience as you, you've got their attention and they're listening to you. However, when people hear storytelling, they think they need to share their whole life story, trauma dump, or be overly personal. And that's not storytelling. That's oversharing without intention. Intention is the key word here. Good storytelling in content is simply meaning plus perspective. Now, here's what good stories actually do. There are 3 things a good story does. Number 1, it creates context. Number 2, it creates tension. And number 3, it creates a resolution. When a story creates context, it goes back to what I was talking about. It makes people relate to what you were saying. When you're at the part in your story where you're creating that tension, what does this look like? It basically looks like a problem, a belief, or a shift in your beliefs. Something that changed for you. And when you bring in that resolution, which is my point number 3, you provide people with a new way of seeing things. And that's when you position yourself as a person of authority and a person that they can come back to and trust. Here's an example that is personal to me that you might be able to relate to. I used to think I needed to post every single day. That belief made me resent content. But when I shifted to storytelling, consistency became easier. In the same breath, this sounds like you're giving tips. Whilst tips are really important and are definitely great ways to get people to save your content, which will naturally increase your engagement, but they trust people more who have lived the shift. Stories make people feel safe. Stories make people listen longer, and listening longer is what actually will grow your brand. So here's a practical reframe for you. Before you ask yourself, what's my hook? Think about this. What belief am I challenging? What shift did I experience? What does my audience need to feel understood about? And this part is so important. You have to know exactly who you're talking to. And most of the time, you are talking to yourself 2, 3, 5, 10 years ago when you were in their position. You are a person of authority and you are giving them the solution. And they want to hear that. If content feels forced at the moment, it feels heavy, it feels like you're really trying and not seeing results, it's probably not because you need to try harder. It's because you might be trying to perform instead of actually communicating with your audience. So this channel is about me sharing tips and experiences and all my expertise on helping you realize that creating content can be easy and it can actually fit your life, not consume it. So if that resonates, you'll probably enjoy what's coming next.